Thanks for tuning in to another episode of PCs and EVs. We're here at Electrify Expo in Long Island. It's the first expo I've ever been to, so I definitely forgot some shots such as an intro and outro that I wish I had. However, I hope you guys stick around, forgive me, and take a look at all the amazing vehicles we got a chance to look at today. All right, and right here we get to see for our first time in the flesh, the Volvo EX30. It's a great looking car. Definitely, I would say, much, well, especially at the rear, it's a short vehicle. That rear roof line slopes down pretty aggressively. It's supposed to have about a 66 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's got 20-inch wheels on this model that they've got here. It's supposed to have up to 150 kilowatt DC fast charging. And yeah, it seems like it's gonna end up being a great car. I really like the blue that they brought their demo unit in. I mean, hey, it has normal door handles. What it doesn't have though is a large screen in front of the driver. It's got the center mounted display as well as a distinct lack of buttons compared to most vehicles on the road today. Oh, is that a white interior or more of a blue color?
There's 4 different interior options.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the Breeze theme interior.
Okay.
So it's a blue.
Okay, I was like,
Nordico material.
Almost is matched to the paint on the outside, it looks like.
That's cloud blue exterior.
Okay. And then is this just recycled plastic?
Yeah. All
Nice.
the materials inside are made out of recycled plastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Our lowest CO2 footprint of any of our Volvos ever.
Wow. That's impressive. And it looks like there's still plenty of room for reasonably sized people in it.
Yeah.
Those rear seats definitely are a bit slanted, but that'll help with headroom in the rear row. Okay. You guys now join me in the Volvo XC40 with its large panoramic roof that's covered up. It's got Google Android Automotive, not Android Auto, in the center display. It's got a nice setup in here, very luxury feeling crystal shift knob. And weirdest thing, in the passenger seat, you've got a manual seat expander. Interesting. It's got some recycled plastic and everything. Pretty small glove box. What is that space for? What? I don't understand necessarily, but you're gonna have a lot of relatively short, somewhat low effort videos from the event. I'm gonna try and do my best with them. But yeah, this is the XC40, as I'm sure you guys all know and love. It's a good looking car. Right next to us, we've got the EX90, which is massive. Now we're over here at the Toyota booth. Not gonna make any content about the BZ4X because it's not a compelling product, but we've got the Gen 5 Prius right here. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous car. And here we see the Kia EV9. Kia's electric 3-row SUV that you can flip the front seats around to face backwards. Now it is still built on that electric global modular platform like the EV6, the Ioniq 6, Ioniq 5, a whole bunch of vehicles at this point. So this has a 379 horsepower from a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. When locked, the handles would go flush. When unlocked, they pop out, similar to a Model S. And this is a very, very familiar interior if you've ever sat in another EGMP car. You've got your rotary shifter a la Ioniq 5. You've got all your you've got wood trim. Ooh, you've got dedicated climate control. You've got some 2 USB-C ports. Nice. This thing looks nice. And then in the back, you've got obviously the 2 full rows of seating. You've got 2 large glass roofs, USB-C ports even in that 3rd row. Nice, some nice cup holders. It looks like you'd have pretty decent legroom and headroom, in all honesty. And then one thing that I'm curious about, yeah, you actually have pretty decent rear cargo space and everything. You've got not a ton of underfloor tray, obviously, but I mean, it's a big vehicle and it's gonna have tons of pretty decent range, in all honesty. I'd say it's probably gonna be around 250 to 300 miles of range if I were to guess. But yeah, it definitely feels, it is a bit smaller than like Sequoia and stuff like that, but yeah. And then here's it in the other, the blue color. I really like the rims on these. The 3 versus 4 spoke rims. They've got Hankook Ion wheels, at least on this trim. They've got the Kumho Energen or whatever on that one. EV dedicated wheels on both of them. You've got the light with dark. Oh, this interior I really like. Yeah, this is nice.
But yeah.
Definitely still a small frunk, but definitely can fit a lot more than you can in EV6, Ioniq 5, eGMP, any of the other vehicles that are all-wheel drive ones. And then, yeah, that looks exactly like the same charge port design that's continuing to have issues, so hopefully they fix that. It does mention being 48 amp charging, and a rear exact same spot on every other vehicle charge port. This is their GT line. So this is probably all the power and everything. Let's take a look and see. If I were to step over to the placard right over here. Yeah, this one is 380 horsepower, 0 to 60 in less than 5.
We don't do pre-orders on these.
And then obviously they've got the EV6 GT all-wheel drive over here. Dude, this one's fast. This is what I want to actually take a chance to be able to review here soon. It's really nice with those 21-inch rims, just like we have on our GV60. I like the red color. This is just so this is about 600 horsepower, a little less than, which is definitely about 100 horsepower more than what we have currently with our GV60 Performance. I don't want to do anything. I just keep saying the name. Oh, okay. Yoke is weird. Still don't get a glove box, which is because they have radiant heating in it. You get, oh, this is just so weird. We're in right now the Lexus RZ 450e, and it's just, I mean, the roof is gorgeous. You can't close that. Is it? It's electrochromatic. Wow. Look at that. Look up, Jaina. Alcantara seats is definitely a choice. I mean, it's got good cargo space, so it's got that going for it for sure. Over here at the BMW booth, they have an iX and an i4. And then over here at Volkswagen, they have an ID4. But the big one that I'm excited about is the Buzz. And then at this one, they've got some vehicles for kids to test driving. They've got the 9-bot go-kart things, and I've got my kiddo ready to drive. Go, Jaina, go! Gotta say, it is really cool to be surrounded by this many EVs. Oh my. Oh my. Well, that looks like fun. You guys now join me at a fully kitted out with a bed and everything and cargo box and everything ID Buzz. This is a great looking car. So it's already set up for camp. 2-row SUV. I've heard we're getting the 3-row at some point. Got the VIN of it right here. Got USB-C in the door. That's an interesting place to put that. Obviously, you've got your standard Volkswagen interior. Yes, he's still ripping it over there. Sending that drift Mustang sideways. Dude, that thing is shredding those tires. But yeah, we've got a nice looking ID Buzz right here. We've got the Thule roof rack with some surfboards on top. This thing looks great. I do like the white interior. Not gonna lie. You can see it actually has all of the tire information right there and everything as well. And then you guys actually get to see the drift Ford Mach-E with Colette Davis, someone who I've just finally been introduced to. And yeah, it's a Red Bull Ford Mustang Mach-E. I'm assuming it's a GT Performance that is like crazy custom software modded. Yeah, not a ton of information on it though. Thing looks nasty though. All right, you guys join me again at Electrify Expo. We're about to drive the EV6 GT, not the GT line, the GT with 576 horsepower. And yeah, I'm interested to see how it feels in comparison to the Genesis GV60. Hello, you guys join me in the EV6 GT. Unfortunately, we'll have a chaperone for this experience. They're not in the car currently, but it's currently at 60%. It's in Sport, not GT mode. I've just put it in GT mode, and it says 104 miles of range. This car has 576 horsepower. It is insanely fast, and I'm hoping that he actually lets me drive it in GT mode and not just Sport, because GT mode does unlock extra power from Sport. Other than that, I mean, it's just a standard, it's a standard EV6. No ventilated seats on the GT, unlike the GT line. But yeah, it's a actually pretty comfortable seat considering it's a manual seat, which you get a power seat on the regular GT line, but it's still got your you've still got your tiny sunroof, you've still got your wraparound dash. You're still very driver-oriented cockpit. Big thing, I really like that the accents match what I have interior-wise on my vehicle.
So all the way straight, and then a hard left. There you go. So ultimately, just keep these white cones to your left tires.
Okay.
And that'll get us out of here. So my name is Carlos. I'm going to introduce you to the EV6 GT.
Yep.
So ultimately, if you're familiar, we have 3 different versions: a rear-wheel drive, an all-wheel drive, and the all-wheel drive with GT power.
Yes.
So this right here would be the 206-mile range, and then there's 276 on the all-wheel drive and 310 on the rear-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with the iPedal?
Yes, I don't personally enjoy iPedal.
Okay, so then you can click onto the right paddle shifter once you get into a straight steering column.
Yep.
Click it 3 times and you can pull back from that. There you go. That should be completely normal now.
Yep. I tend to drive with it in level 1.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay. So we'll make all the way down there. Are you driving as well?
No. No.
Okay.
Personally, I drive the GV60 Performance, which is 493 horsepower with the boost button, and that's limited to 10 seconds.
Okay.
Love the car.
Jump into this lane and take a left, and then you're welcome to go ahead and give it a little bit of a push since you're going to have some open road. Okay. You'll have lane 3, open road. Jesus Christ. Check this dude's fucking... This shit went over.
This is definitely
middle lane.
Christ.
Go ahead, you got some open road.
Nice area, actually. Glad I didn't bring my girlfriend. She'd be motion sick by now.
Yeah. This thing destroys the Y performance.
Yeah, this is way faster than Model Y performance, that's for sure.
It's about 475, something like that.
Biggest thing with this
is what's out there coming into the lane.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you're clear. Go. Right
just
lane.
Get around them.
Right lane.
Right lane?
Yeah, you got it. Keep going. I hit 130 miles an hour. Alright, there it is. You don't have to brake that hard, bro. It's just a little turn. It's just a little turn. Probably go 80 around this curve. There you go. And then this is your last straightaway. There you go. You don't have to brake that hard.
That's right.
Yeah. You're gonna stay in this lane actually. There you go. Beautiful. That's it.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Oh.
I definitely this is quite a bit faster than the than the Genesis.
Yeah.
And that little drive of I don't want audio. Good. It's not actually playing audio. And that little drive of how do I get through the menus on this? There we go. Oh, that was probably only about a mile, maybe a mile and a quarter, and that took 2% of battery away.
Yeah.
Obviously, it could have been at a high or a low 60 to a high 58. But,
Right.
yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. This is still basically brand new car with 252 miles on it.
Yep.
I can see why it's averaging 2 miles per kilowatt hour on its on its life.
Yeah.
I may have to consider one of these to replace my GV60. I don't know. I have so many different options to choose from now. It's not just you go out, you get a Model Y, and that's your option. And to clarify, since I didn't really shoot an outro, that concludes the portion of the video where we're at the show itself. The rest of it's just going to be road trip videos of us getting home.
Right.
And here we are at the Darien, Connecticut northbound supercharger. Let's get plugged in. Then all the way down at like 4%, we're still getting 100 kilowatt right away. As we get higher up, it will pick up its charge rate pretty significantly. We've got us a very busy supercharger with one Model S, 2 Model 3s, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Model Ys. Only one stall is open, and it's a 250 kilowatt supercharger. Some electric Konas on the truck here, and a nice Carnival.